Okay, so again, this looks quite a complicated diagram, but what we're going to try and do, we're going to try and draw only right angle triangles and avoid all the clutter. Alright, so let's have a little look. A person 2 meters high, so let's make sure we know where the 2 meters. Alright, so this is kind of like we were going out on a school field and measuring. So 2 meters high here. Well, that would also make this bit 2 meters high, so I'm just going to put little 2 meters over here. That's 2 meters. So this little bit at the end is 2 meters. And we've got 72 degrees mentioned. And we've got 28 degrees mentioned. And we want to know the height of the building. So we actually want to work out all of this. And I think that's the height of the building, right? It looks like this is the ground that we're walking along. This is the person standing here, right? Okay, so we really need to measure this distance and be able to find the length and then add on the 2 meters here. Okay, so let's go ahead and just draw out triangles. So remember, the key here is right angle triangles. That's what we're looking for. So I'm gonna kind of map out, there's a right angle triangle. There's one right angle triangle. And here's the other right angle triangle. You could do it that way. Or we could say, here's a right angle triangle. Alright, and that might be quite helpful for us. Now notice there's a number given in terms of distance, 2 meters here, 2 meters here. We've got angles here. So maybe this bottom triangle is the best one to try. So the bottom one I can actually draw out in 2 different ways, and I'm going to go ahead and draw it both ways. So I've got this bottom triangle that looks like this. Alright. Get a bottom triangle that looks like this. But I could also draw it like this. Oh, I haven't got my nice... There we go, this should be nicer. Alright, okay. Let's go put on the 2 meters and all the other information. So 2 meters here, 2 meters here. Then let's put the 28 degrees on. Alright, so can you see the 28 degrees along, down and up, and the 28 here? So therefore on here I can put on the 28. Oh, 28 here. But also, can you see that there's a number of ways we can do this, and I'm going to make the 28 degrees in the other triangle. I don't know if you remember those rules on parallel lines. Look, if that line here is parallel to this here. Do you remember the Z angle rule? Dunk, dunk, dunk. 28 here, 28 here. Yeah. So there's also another way of doing it, but I'll do the 28 there. So this is also 28 here. Now we're going to go and find a measurement. All right. So I'm going to go and find the x here on this triangle, and the reason is that we actually want to connect this triangle here with this big triangle here. Alright, and it makes sense that this is the common line. So in fact, when you think of it in those ways, I think it's going to be more useful to ditch that and have this one. Okay, so now SOHCAHTOA or Pythagoras. Well, remember Pythagoras is a squared plus b squared plus c equals c squared, my bad. That deals with this side, and this side. But that doesn't work right, so now it's SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. And we've got this angle here, opposite, adjacent, it looks like it's tan. So tan would help us to find the x here. Now let's just see why that might be useful. If we now switch out to the other triangle, can you see the triangle here? Let's go ahead and draw that out. If I draw it kind of in the similar orientation. Well, you can see that the 90 is here. And can you see that the x is here? It looks like I've got the 72 here, so I'll transfer that, 72 degrees. And now I'm going to put y for this part. Alright, so let's just have a little look at it. We want to work out the overall height of the building, this length here. And we've split it into two pieces. We've split it into the 2 at the bottom. And then this part here would be the y. So the height of the building is going to be 2 plus y. Okay, now how do we work out y? Well, to work out y, we're going to have to find x, and then use x with the 72 in this triangle. But how do we work out the x? We've got to work out the x from this triangle. We've got to use the 2 and the 28 here. So you can see that the order of doing things is, first of all, in triangle 1, find x. Right, and then once you've found x as a number, you can write it on here, and then switch to 2, and then again use SOHCAHTOA to find y, and then 3, and you see the final part is to find 2 plus y, and that is the height of the building.